Very good evening to all of you. Pranam. Welcome to today's session that is very special for youth. Role of Patanjali Yoga Sutra in Daily's life. आज के प्रोग्राम में आप सभी का स्वागत है। आज का जो खास तौर से हमारा जो प्रोग्राम है युवाओं के लिए है। युवाओं के जीवन में जो चैलेंजेस आते हैं उस ऑब्स्टेकल्स को कैसे दूर करें, उसके ऊपर आज हमारा प्रोग्राम है। रोल ऑफ पतंजलि योगा सूत्रा। पतंजलि योगा सूत्रा का क्या महत्वपूर्ण रोल है दैनिक जीवन में। योग सूत्र के बारे में चर्चा शुरू करने से पहले आइए हम प्रार्थना के साथ इस कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत करते हैं। हम प्रार्थना करते हैं महर्षि पतंजलि के चरणों में और उन्हीं के ही लिए हम प्रार्थना करते हैं। आंखें बंद करेंगे और इस प्रार्थना में हमारे साथ रहें, अनुभव करें इस चैंटिंग को जो यहाँ से बोली जा रही। आंखें बंद करेंगे। योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचा मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवणं मुनिना पतंजलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। पतंजलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। एक लंबी गहरी श्वास लें आंखें बंद रखते हुए। धीरे धीरे चेहरे पर मुस्कान लाते हुए आंखें खोल सकते हैं। स्वागत है आपका दोबारा से। तो आज हम जो बात करने वाले हैं पतंजलि योग सूत्र के बारे में। ये ऐसी किताब है जो योग के क्षेत्र में महानतम किताबों में से एक है। महर्षि पतंजलि ने योग सूत्र में जो 196 सूत्रों को सूत्रबद्ध किया है, जो कि उस समय के काल में इधर उधर बिखरे हुए थे, परंतु उन्होंने सूत्रबद्ध करके इनको एक जगह पर लाकर मानव को अपने जीवन को कैसे उच्चतम शिखर तक पहुंचाया जाए इस बात को बताया है। और ये योगा की सीरीज में हमारा दूसरा सेशन है। पिछले सेशन में हमें बहुत से ऐसे प्रश्न मिले कि युवाओं को जो चुनौतियां जीवन में फेस करनी पड़ती हैं, ऑब्स्टेकल्स फेस करने पड़ते हैं, रिलेशनशिप इश्यूज बहुत रहते हैं, कंसंट्रेशन के इश्यूज बहुत रहते हैं, चीजों को टालते रहने की बहुत आदत रहती है। तो ऐसे बहुत सारे हमें प्रश्न मिले, तो हमने सोचा कि क्यों न इस बार पतंजलि योग सूत्र के ऊपर इस तरह का सेशन किया जाए। और मैं स्वागत करता हूं हमारे आज के एक्सपर्ट प्रोफेसर B.R. शर्मा सर का। सर बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका। सर का एक ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन आई वुड लाइक टू गिव यू। सर इज प्रेजेंटली वर्किंग एज ए प्रोफेसर एंड हेड डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ योगिक साइंस and Dean Faculty of Health and Wellness in Sri Sri University, Cuttack, Odisha. He has more than 35 years of experience in yoga research and education field, and he has received Lifetime Achievement Award by Honorable Governor of Odisha for his contribution in the field of yoga in 2020. And also Lifetime Achievement Award by the President of Indian Association of Yoga, New Delhi, for his contribution again in the field of yoga during 6th International Conference on Psycho-Spiritual Approach to Yoga, that is also in 2020. His achievements I would like to mention here. He is working with World Health Organization as yoga expert in drafting a benchmark for yoga training on the recommendations of Ayush Ministry, Government of India. Also rendering his services as peer reviewer yoga expert for M-Yoga applications. Development as a part of global Be Healthy, Be Mobile initiatives of WHO. And he has invited by various yoga associations in different countries like Spain, Italy, Korea, Japan, Geneva, Switzerland, Hungary, Germany, for giving lecture on various aspects of yogic science. Sir, welcome to this program. We are privileged and honored to have you here in this program. हमारे साथ दो अन्य सूत्रधार भी हैं. 2 more guests are there with us, anchors with us, who will ask questions from our special guest today, Professor B.R. Sharma sir. I would like to introduce them again, Professor Kamal Khan sir, Dr. Kamal Khan sir, and Dr. Pratibha Shri Swai. Dr. Kamal Khan sir, he is working as an assistant professor of good governance and public policy at our Faculty of Management Studies, and he teaches public policy, sustainability, and Indian ethos for MBA students. Mr. Das has a certificate in yoga education from JNU with affiliation from Cavalier Dhama, and he has been a volunteer at Art of Living. And Mr. Das has taught yoga in Delhi, Melbourne, Australia, and in Bhubaneswar. Welcome to this program, sir. Now I would like from your side to ask question to sir regarding Patanjali Yoga Sutra.
So thank you, Saurabh ji, for giving me the opportunity to be the first person to ask Professor Sharma. Professor Sharma, who is perhaps one of the leading authorities in the world on Patanjali Yoga Sutra, and this is a privilege and opportunity for me to ask Professor Sharma and get some insight from Patanjali Yoga Sutra for our modern day managers and leaders. As I teach MBA students, I would like to know a little bit insight for them as well. Professor Sharma sir, my first question is, in today's world, we are required to do multitasking. Mostly people believe that multitasking is difficult to do and you should focus on one task at a time. In this context, what kind of insight we have from Patanjali Yoga Sutra to be able to manage the challenge of multitasking at the workplace?
Sorry, it was mute. So very good question. It is said that whatever action you perform, if you know how to perform action in relaxation, then you can do the multitasking. In the first chapter of Yoga Sutra, if you go through the 20th Sutra, it says Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi, Prajna, Apurva, Kitresham. Shraddha, when you have that kind of reverence towards that, whatever the action you are going to perform. So if you have that kind of reverence, then automatically what you call the bigger comes. And that gives you untiring attitude. That is what Patanjali mentions in this sutra. And your intellect, your prajna will be stable. That is what Patanjali says in his 20th sutra. But the most key is that whatever the action we are performing, it should be performed with relaxation. And that comes only when you have that, what you call, the full knowledge of that particular area wherever your action is being performed. If you have a total knowledge, and then you have a, what you call, in Chandogya Upanishad particularly, it is said, Ye Jadev Shraddhya Vidya Upanishado Karoti, Shraddhya with reverence, with full knowledge, Vidya, and with attitude of Upasana. Means you are totally dedicated, and it becomes that action, whatever the action is being performed, you are performing it with a total dedication, you know. That action actually becomes fruitful, and your awareness is enhanced. That is how you will be able to perform the multitasking. Because whenever you have that kind of awareness, then only you will be able to do that. But to cultivate this awareness, we have so many methods through which we can cultivate it. So if you ask me the method, so that will be discussed with you. So but to perform the multitasking, we have to enhance our awareness, so that, and our action should be at the level of relaxation. So that will never, you will never get tired. आपको कभी भी आप थकेंगे नहीं, और वो थकावट तब होती है जब आप जबरदस्ती कोई काम करते हैं, जब वो रिलैक्सेशन. This is the principle of yoga. When Patanjali says prayatna shaithilya, effortlessness should be there. Whatever the action is performed, the action effortlessness should be there. And if you involve that, then automatically you will be able to do the multitasking. This is the principle to do that.
Thank you, sir. My next quick question, a short question is, many people who practice yoga, they are somehow, they feel that it's about being vegetarian or vegan. And many people who are not vegan or vegetarian, maybe some are non-vegetarians, and they somehow feel inferior in yoga practice because they feel all yoga practitioners and spiritual masters talk about being vegetarian. So is there anything which in Patanjali Yoga Sutra which specifically mentions the food type and quality and what not to eat in order to be successful in being a yogi or bringing yoga to daily life?
Actually speaking, because this aspect, the purpose of Patanjali Yoga Sutra is to refine the activity of chitta along with its all instruments. So it is a psychological exposition of yoga. Although he has given us the idea how to refine it, but the thing is, the most important is that the food plays a very, very important role in shaping our personality. You know, particularly in Shiv Samhita, the 4 kinds of food which we are consuming every day, this food, when you consume it, so it goes to the navel region, and the Saman Pran assimilates that food. It says that Chaturvidasya annasya rasastreda vivajyate. So the food which you have consumed, it gets converted into 3 juices. The first use is said to be the essence that nourishes your subtle body. The second part is nourishing your physical body. And the last part is the waste material that goes out. And it is said that whatever you eat, that you become. Your thought, your morality, your immorality depends upon the food which you consume. So therefore, this what you call, so the vegetarian, it is said, particularly in our Hadayogic literature, it is prescribed a concept of mitahar. Mitahar means that it is defined susnigdam maduraharam chaturthansh vivarjita bhujyate shiv samprite mitahara suchyate. This is the definition of this balanced diet mitahar. It gives us 3 things: the quality of food, the quantity of food, and your attitude while eating. So 3 things, if you keep these 3 things in mind, then I think that we will be able to. What is the quality? It is said it should be lubricated food. It should be fresh food. And there's a long list given in the Hadayogic literature, in particularly in Gendha Samhita and Atapradipika. Long list is given what kind of food is to be taken by the person who is practicing yoga. If you think that if you don't take care of your food and if you practice it and you will be benefited, you will be benefited at the physical level, but not at the what you call this psychological level. Because psychological level, it is said that essence of the food nourishes your subtle body. So that is the most important. So nowadays, even in the Western countries, it is being accepted. Otherwise, you may ask this question to the Western dietitian, he will say, oh, this food, water and air, whatever we consume, it converted into energy, and that what you call maintain the temperature of the body. That's all. But nowadays it is being accepted that whatever the food you consume, that becomes that is the root of your morality or immorality or your personality. That's what is accepted. So long list is available in this regard. I have written a big article on yoga in food in Indian perspective, analytical study. That is a long article that can be gone through. It is published in Yoga Mimamsa and also available online, I think. So you can go through that. It will give you the idea. Food plays a very, very important role, because in Hindi it is said jaisa an or vaisa man. Therefore, the people who are non-vegetarian, particularly for them, automatically if they start practicing, automatically they will become vegetarian. Now the whole world is converting into vegetarian food, slowly.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. The last question I'll be asking. Sir, in Bhagavad Gita, there has been talk about Niskama Karma, which means that we will invest time, energy, resources, may not be emotions, but not be attached to our possible result or consequences or outcome. So this is advised for most often for yogis and perhaps people who are leaders. Does Patanjali Yoga Sutra talk anything about how to do it? Because Niskama Karma seems impossible, because many of us invest our time and energy with an outcome in mind, and it is not very easy to take away the outcome from the mind. And how is it possible to do Niskama Karma? Because Bhagavad Gita, you are also a master in Bhagavad Gita as well. So I would like to know any insight from Patanjali Yoga Sutra and Bhagavad Gita, how to do it, especially for a modern manager and leader who is investing money, investing time, investing resources, developing a product, and not be attached to the result.
Actually speaking, this is a very good question, but we have to make a difference between these two. Sakam karma and Nishkam karma. Sakam, because your intention is very, very important, whatever the job you are performing. So your intention is very, very important. If your intention is motivated by the selfish offshoots only, then it becomes Kam karma. When your intention is motivated by the welfare of the society, welfare of others, and if you perform that action, automatically that becomes Nishkam karma. This is the connotation behind the Skam and Nishkam karma. This is to be understood properly. If I talk in terms of what you call in Kriya Yoga of Patanjali, wherein he is talking about the three components, Tapas, Swadhyaya and Ishwar Pranidhana. If I talk in terms of this, so it is related to your Gyan, Ichha and Kriya. These are the three human faculties because of which we are coming in contact with the outer world. You have a knowledge, if you have a knowledge, then only there is a desire. Jnana bhaved ichha. That is what Yagnavalkya says. Jnana bhaved ichha. Jnana, if there is a knowledge, then only there will be desire. And whenever there is a desire, then only you indulge in the action. Otherwise, it is very difficult. So our knowledge, our Gyan, if it is motivated because of the selfish offshoots, if we are living in the world of me and mine. Now I give you example of Bhagavad Gita. When Arjuna was standing in the battlefield, when the first sight he saw the Bhishampita in front of him, immediately the thought came in his mind, this is me, Arjuna, and he is my great-grandfather. So the thought of me and mine came to the surface, and immediately he is refusing to fight. He was a bit disturbed that no, I cannot fight, I cannot kill them. And if by killing them, if I get everything of this universe, I do not like that. So he was just trembling and sat down, he was refusing to fight only because of this me and mine. And to overcome this me and mine, Lord Krishna took lot of pain to overcome this and to taught him in that how to overcome this me and mine. Once you overcome this me and mine, and in the 18th chapter, after this, because therefore the first chapter is called Vishad Yoga, We are also calling it yoga. It is a Bishad is also yoga according to us. So Bishad Yoga in 18th chapter, Arjuna himself says, Nashto moha smritir labdha. Now I have got that memory and I will kill them all. Now at the end. So I think the most important is that whenever our action is prompted by the selfish offshoots, it is called sakama. And whenever you are performing action with a view to welfare of others, in this others' welfare, your welfare is also inbuilt in it. So if this is the idea, that becomes Nishkam Karma. So in Kriya Yoga particularly, Patanjali gives this idea that whatever the action we are performing, your action is rooted, what you call this in Jnana. So if you have that Jnana of welfare of others, then that action becomes what you call the Nishkam Karma, according to Patanjali also. It can be deducted from the Kriya Yoga of Patanjali.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kamalkant sir. So now I would like to introduce Dr. Pratibha Shri Swain. Dr. Pratibha Shri is working as an assistant professor in Department of Yogic Science since last 6 years in Shri Shri University. She has done MA in Yoga Philosophy from Bihar Yoga Bharati Munger and received gold medal in Yoga Philosophy. She is a co-writer of 3 books in the field of yoga. She is a member of expert committee meeting of School of Health Science, IGNOU, New Delhi, and she has received many awards in the field of yoga. प्रतिभा श्री मैम, स्वागत है आपका आज के इस प्रोग्राम में। पतंजलि योग सूत्र पर के बारे में BR शर्मा सर आज हमें एनलाइटन कर रहे हैं, तो मैं चाहूंगा कि आप भी उनसे अपने प्रश्न पूछिए जो युवाओं से रिलेटेड हों, जो कि आज के समय में यूथ जो है उसे फेस कर रहा है। यस मैम।
जय गुरुदेव सर। जय गुरुदेव। Sir is a bank of knowledge and is an expert in this Yoga Sutra. And what I was listening right now, he was giving answers to the previous expert, how the questions were there and answers. Sir, one thing is that regarding this set topic, one question is coming to the mind, that what is the relevance of Yoga Sutra in the today's life? Just in brief, sir.
Okay. So actually speaking, Yoga Sutra was relevant in 200 BC. Yoga Sutra is relevant today, and Yoga Sutra will be relevant tomorrow, because the concepts and the practices which are described by Patanjali, these are the universal practices. These are the formulas. If we apply these formulas in our day-to-day life, I think whatever we want to achieve, we can achieve. So it is very much relevant. Let me give you one example. Say, for example, the Abhyas Vairagya. These are the 2 beings people used to say. When Patanjali says, this Abhyas is a repeated effort, punah punah chetsi niveshanam, that is whatever you want to do, wherever you are, whether you are a student, if you are a student, then what is to be kept in mind time and again, that is what is Abhyas. What is Vairagya? What kind of things which are disturbing your study, that are towards that you have to develop a dispassion little bit. So it is the universal law, it is the universal concepts. Whatever the field, wherever you want to success, wherever you want to uplift yourself, you have to apply these 2, Abhyas and Vairagya, in day-to-day life. This is so each and every concept of Yoga Sutras are very much relevant today. So if you ask me, as the first question Kamala Kantaji asked me about the multitasking, so I quoted him the Prayatana Shaitalya. So relaxation. So that is part. So Prayatana Shaitalya, it is 200 BC. Patanjali has written it, although it is written in the context of asana, but asana also is not that posture which we are talking about. It is a state of mind. And that state of mind, why I used to call it a state of mind? I used to say, Sir Sukham Asanam. Sir Sukham Asanam. Sir. people used to translate it, and almost all the commentators, they have translated it as steady and comfortable. I say no, it is not steady and comfortable. Grammatically it may be right, but if you practice yoga really, then it says it does not qualify this. The steady and comfort, sthira is not qualifying the asana, but it is qualifying the sukha. When your sukha sthirta, when your comfort is maintained for a long period of time, that is called asana. So it can be a state of mind. You might have observed, if we see the Satya Sai Baba of Shirdi, whenever his posture remains as it is. Paramahansa, when Ramakrishna Paramahansa ji, whenever he was going to the samadhi, so he was not knowing what the body posture, and it can be implemented it can be seen in day-to-day life. When you are totally engrossed with your work which you are carrying out, at that point of time you forget your body position. You are totally engrossed with the work which you are doing. So it means that these concepts are very much relevant. Not only one concept, almost all the concepts. So if you ask me, I can explain one by one as I explained the Abhyas Vairagya. So for particularly the students part, what is to be done and what not to be done. So do's and don'ts in the form of some, this what you call this self-discipline, what you call. So whenever in the first sutra of Patanjali, it says Ath Yoganushasana. The purpose of yoga is to develop a self-discipline and self-awareness. If it is not leading us toward this aspect, then this is not yoga, this is something else. So if it is a yoga, it is prevalent, it is relevant, not only today, but it will be relevant tomorrow also. In generation to the generation, these concepts will be relevant.
Sir, you were telling about the disciplines, and as Maharishi Patanjali is also emphasizing on the social code of conduct and the personal code of conduct. And please have little discussion on it and tell something. And at the same time, one more thing, what you are thinking, sir, if these disciplines will be implemented in the course curriculum of the educational institutes, do they be helpful for a human being to learn and live accordingly, starting from the very young age in their life, in the school or college, like this in the curriculum, if it will be implemented?
Yes. So recently, one of my PhD student who submitted this thesis, cognitive enhancement in school-going children. That was the topic of the thesis, and this was appreciated because we have developed what you call the fun games, including the yamas and niyamas, as well as certain other sutras of Patanjali, and we have used the rubrics, in the computer science. Some of the rubrics we have used. This thesis is very much appreciated. So this is a one part. The name of the student is Bansi Shah, who has completed her PhD from Kabikul Kalidas Sanskrit University, Ramtek, Nagpur. And that thesis was very much appreciated. And this thesis we are going to publish. And we have also submitted for the copyright, that whatever we have developed. So now coming to the point, when we are talking about the social conducts, about the ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, and aparigraha, these are said to be the what you call the universal code. If we follow, but the thing is, in young age, how to follow this universal code? This is a question. So we have to, as we have done this, we have used the rubrics and we have made a kind of games, and on the basis of that only we have implemented. Simply, we can simplify these, but one thing is that whether we are educated or whether we are educating ourselves, ahimsa, particularly non-violence, cannot be followed unless we have a love and compassion within ourselves. So love and compassion, these are the two virtues which are to be followed. So if we have that kind of, we develop that kind of, cultivate that kind of what you call these virtues within the this school going or adolescence or this young generation, this, how to cultivate this love, how to cultivate this compassion, whenever we are giving them the idea about life, then this can help us to a certain extent to develop these. So say for example, to speak the truth, what will happen to, if you speak only the truth, what will happen? Even though Patanjali himself says, Satya Pratisthayam Kriya Phalashriyatvam, when the students are totally convinced that whenever they are speaking the truth, they are awarded some way or other, number one. But if we go through the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, this says, Kriya Phalashriyatvam, whatever you speak, it will become truth. That is what it says. Say for example, Brahmacharya, Virya Labha, it is a, what you call the bigger, your enthusiasm, this is to be some way or other inculcated within the students, that what will happen if we learn to save our energy. Energy is not only we talking, also we are wasting 80% energy, we are wasting through our eyes, what to talk of other things. So is energy is to be restored some way or other, and this energy, once you learn to restore, you will be able to make use of that energy for the higher purposes in life. So such type of explanations we have to bring and we have to inculcate within the students. So likewise, these are the social conducts. It is not only applicable. Say for example, if I talk about the niyamas are the obligator on the part of all of us. Not only, so it says shaucha, purity, how to inculcate this purity aspect in the mind of the students. It is our duty to inculcate that systematically. Purity today in this COVID-19. Now again we are coming back to, in the ancient days, whenever or in our own time, our parents were not allowing us to come in without washing our hands and this your feet. We were taking a lot of what you call the purity measures during our times when we were a child during that time. So no, again it is being, so likewise shauch is this purity, this cleanliness is the virtue. It is to be followed in our day-to-day life. And when shauch, when you follow this santosha, the contentment, it does not mean that you should not do. We have to motivate the students that you have to strive hard, you have to give your full, and whatever, after giving your full, whatever you are getting, you should be satisfied with that. Because nowadays, this suicidal tendency is being seen in the students. So these virtues are very much relevant today if we explain them, interpret them properly in front of the students. So students will be motivated to follow this all. Say for example, santosh and tapa. Tapa means you have to, it is again the purificatory process. But shauch, santosh, tapa, swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means how to, it is not only study of ourselves, but we have to teach them that morning to the evening, whatever you are doing just before going to the bed, if you take a round of the whole day, whatever the activities you have performed, whatever is conducive for yourself, that you keep with you, and the rest of the things should be dropped immediately. And then when the slate is clean, when your consciousness is clean, you will be able to learn more things. Otherwise, everything, this is the way, if we teach them, the relevance of Yoga Sutras can be taught to the students effectively, and it will be more useful for the youth, particularly. So not only for the spiritual upliftment, but also enhancing wherever they are. So these are the things which can be helpful. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, मैंने इस प्रोग्राम से पहले बहुत से ऐसे युवाओं से बात की है जो कि योगा के क्षेत्र में है, योग के क्षेत्र में नहीं भी हैं, और हमारे पास ऐसे बहुत से क्वेश्चंस भी आए हैं। तो उनमें से एक प्रश्न जो निकल के आ रहा है कि जैसे यदि ये पतंजलि योग सूत्र के जो सूत्र हैं, यदि ये किताबों में रहते हैं तो जीवन में हम उसे अपना नहीं पाते, तो शीर्ष यूनिवर्सिटी में योग के पढ़ाई में या योग के फील्ड में हम कैसे इन सूत्रों को विद्यार्थियों को या स्टूडेंट्स को देते हैं ताकि वो इन्हें अपने जीवन में उतार सकें, इन्हें अपने जीवन में लागू कर सकें।
देखिए, हमारे श्री यूनिवर्सिटी में जो कुछ भी, जैसा मैंने कहा कि कैसे हम अपने विद्यार्थियों को जो हम बता रहे हैं ये हम अपने विद्यार्थियों को बताते हैं। आपको आश्चर्य होगा कि हमने अपने ही स्टूडेंट्स के ग्रुप्स बनाए हुए हैं और वो सेवा करने के लिए वो किचन में जाते हैं, वो साफ सफाई करते हैं, शौच का पालन करते हैं। हमारे श्री यूनिवर्सिटी के विद्यार्थी ग्रुप में बढ़ जाते हैं, अपने यहाँ पर उनकी प्रैक्टिस का एरिया है, वहां पर वो साफ सफाई करते हैं। डेट वाइज है, हर दिन 2 घंटे का टाइम एक क्लास जो है वो देती है, वो साफ सफाई के लिए देते हैं, किचन में सेवा करने के लिए जाते हैं। ये सारी की सारी जो पतंजलि योग सूत्र में जो भी बातें, जैसे शौच की बात की थी हमने, तो शौच के रूप में इस प्रकार का, अब ये सेवा के रूप में वो किचन में जाकर के मदद करते हैं, उनको पता चले धीरे धीरे। और लव और कंपैशन के कंसेप्ट जो है इनकलकेट यहाँ नहीं अगर होते तो कहीं भी नहीं होते होंगे, क्योंकि हमने अपने, आपने देखा होगा हमारे विद्यार्थी किचन में जाते हैं, दे आर वर्किंग, दे आर सर्विंग इन द किचन ऑल्सो। और उसको करने के लिए जब तक आप उनको मोटिवेट नहीं करते कैसा करना कैसा नहीं करना, ये सारी की सारी हमारी जो यम नियमों की बात है, ये हमारे जो वैल्यूज हैं उन वैल्यूज को इनकलकेट करते हैं हम प्रैक्टिकली, क्योंकि वैल्यूज क्लास में नहीं सिखाई जाती। तो हमारी श्री यूनिवर्सिटी में हम अपने बच्चों को, जो भी हमारे यहाँ आते हैं, न केवल हमारे योग के डिपार्टमेंट की बात मैं कर रहा हूँ, दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट के लोग भी। और आपको ये आश्चर्य होगा, ये श्री यूनिवर्सिटी बाकी यूनिवर्सिटी से कैसे अलग है, ये भी मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ। नित्य प्रति गुरुदेव ने जो एक पूरी ह्यूमैनिटी को जो एक गिफ्ट किया है सुदर्शन क्रिया के रूप में, वो हमारे सारे के सारे स्टूडेंट जो हैं, वो हमने एक 2 क्रेडिट का हमने एक कोर्स जैसा बना दिया है, जो कि इनबिल्ट है हमारे, उसको हम लोग हैप्पीनेस कनेक्ट करके उसका नाम दिया है, उसको इनबिल्ट कर दिया है करिकुलम में। तो हमारे सारे के सारे स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं, चाहे वो साइंस डिपार्टमेंट के हों, चाहे वो MBS डिपार्टमेंट, MS डिपार्टमेंट से हो, चाहे वो किसी भी डिपार्टमेंट से क्यों ना हो, सारे के सारे लोगों को इस प्रकार का हमने ये प्रावधान किया है। और ये योग सूत्र की जितनी भी बातें हैं वो इनडायरेक्टली वहां पर हम लोग उनको बताते हैं, समझाते हैं, ताकि ना केवल वो परफेक्ट जो हैं वो अपने एकेडमिक साइड में परफेक्शन हो, बल्कि वो दूसरी साइड में भी उनका परफेक्शन। सो हम लोग अपने श्री यूनिवर्सिटी में जितने भी विद्यार्थी हैं उनका सर्वांगीण विकास की बात करते हैं, उनका होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट की बात करते हैं हम, न केवल एक साइड की बात करते हैं। तो हमारे यहाँ तो हम लोग ये इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं, हर तरह से इम्प्लीमेंट हो रहा है।
थैंक यू सर। एक और जो बात विभिन्न विद्यार्थियों से जो प्रश्न पूछे उसमें निकल कर आई सर, जो आजकल का जो युग है, फेसबुक, ट्विटर, इंस्टाग्राम, तो यदि हम कोई भी गोल स्टैब्लिश करते हैं, कुछ भी संकल्प लेते हैं, तो बहुत जल्दी डिस्ट्रैक्शंस हमारे सामने आते हैं। हमारा मोबाइल ही हमारे सामने पूरे संसार की तरह है, जो कि हमें डिस्ट्रैक्ट भी कर सकता है। तो पतंजलि योग सूत्र में ऐसा क्या कहा गया जिसके माध्यम से हम कंसंट्रेशन को बढ़ा सकें, जिसके माध्यम से हम प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन को छोड़ सकें, टालने की जो वृत्ति है उसको छोड़ सकें, और कोई भी कार्य को हम लंबे समय तक कर सकें?
बात ऐसी है कि पतंजलि योग सूत्र तो व्यास जी के शब्दों में है ही कंसंट्रेशन की ओर ले जाने वाला ग्रंथ जो है, हमारे उसको एनहेंस करता है, हमारे फोकस को। मैं आपको छोटी सी एक बात बताता हूं इस संदर्भ में कि डिस्ट्रैक्शन जो है वो आनी स्वाभाविक है, इसकी साइकोलॉजी को समझना आवश्यक होगा। सो दोज हु आर इंटरेस्टेड टू अंडरस्टैंड that how this psyche is working, first that is to be understood, and once you understand that how this psyche works, then only you will be able to divert or rechannelize the flow of your consciousness towards the other side. Say, for example, in the first chapter, in the 29th sutra, 28th sutra, Patanjali says, Tad japas tadartha bhavanam, means you have to recite the Om and you have to contemplate upon the meaning of the Om. Or meaning means here is that whenever you recite Om, you have to contemplate upon the sound which is being produced by you. If you concentrate on that sound, what will happen to you? Clearly in 29th sutra of the first chapter, he says, Tataha, thereafter, Pratyak Chetana Adhigama, the consciousness which is moving outward, it will become introvert. In Sanskrit, there are two terms. We call it Pratyak or Prang. Prang stands for the outward flow and Pratyak stands for the inward flow. So when you recite only Om, and if you contemplate upon the sound of that Om, he says, Tataha Pratyak Chetana, the consciousness become introvert and there will be no distraction at all. You will be able to experience it. But there are so many methods. As I said, Kamala Kantaji asked me in the beginning, and I said that we all human beings are coming in contact with the outer world with the help of three, what you call these powers. What is that? Gyan, Ichha and Kriya. If we train properly this Gyan, because we have a Gyan, but whatever that Gyan, as I said, that our psyche is to be understood properly. So whatever today Gyan we have, it is whatever is deposited in the form of sanskaras, impressions, and that whatever the stimuli comes, that stimuli, but what it does, that particular sanskar comes to the surface and we get carried away along with that. This is a mistake we are performing in every day. So at the moment, if you have that capacity to rationalize, but at the youth level, it is not so, it is not easy to rationalize the things properly. Whenever the peer group says that it is to be done, and we get carried away along with that. This is, but at the same time, at that point of time, if we stop little, and if we just wait little, and just observe little, wait and watch, that is what we used to call. So then only we will be able to reach analyze the flow toward the other side. But it is very, very difficult in the beginning. So I would say Patanjali Yoga Sutra, not only this recitation of Om, as it is said, but there are so many distractions. Patanjali says, whenever you are interacting with the outer world, what happens to you? How you will be distracted? He says that whenever you see a person who is happy, you develop a jealousy towards that person. So what happens? Maitri, what we call Maitri. So Maitri, Patanjali says, see, if you want to reach analyze this, then you should feel friendly with such people who are happy. You should not feel jealous. What is the background? On what background you will be able to cultivate this thought of friendliness? Friends, it is very easy. It is said by Yajnavalkya, Sukhasya dukhasya na kopi data, parodadati kabuddhi resha. If you think that whatever you have at your disposal today, if you are suffering because of someone, it is a kubuddhi, not subuddhi. Therefore, it is to be understood properly that whatever we have at our disposal today, it is earned by us. No one else is responsible for that. So therefore, it is to be followed. So if you find a person who is happy, you should feel friendly with such people. If you find a person unhappy, whatever is unhappy is earned by that person, but you should feel pity towards. So compassion, you should cultivate the compassion during that time. If you can do something, it is good. If you don't do, you should have this compassion, If someone is extraordinary, you should feel glad. If someone is disturbing others, you should make a little distance, means you should be, but it should not be. You should learn to forget. Then only forgive and forget. These are the two things which, as you know, I would like to give you one example of Buddha examples or the Jesus example. There are so many. So when the people were taking Jesus for crucifying, So what he said at the end, forgive them, they know not what they are doing. So such people who are harming or who have harmed you in the childhood or whatever, so such people should be forgotten, and then only you will be able to forgive them, then only you will be forget. Otherwise, you will carry along with that and you will be disturbed. So therefore, the destruction can be overcome. Patanjali gives us many methods, 7 methods he has given us. If you go through the sutra number 33 to 39, he has given us 7 methods. So with the help of these 7 methods, whatever the destruction is coming, we can overcome. So first method is, it says pratharthan vidharanabhyam va pranasya. You have to tackle your prana, means you have to vomit like kapal bhati, you know, but we are performing kapal bhati. So you have to forceful exhalation is to be done. With the help of, if you do it for some time, you will be able to overcome that destruction, whatever the destruction is coming. And thereafter you may Vishayavati va pravritti utpanna manasa sama, any kind of what you call, कोई 5 विषय हैं इंद्रियों के, उन 5 विषयों में जो भी विषय आपको, कभी कोई स्वादिष्ट वस्तु आपने कोई खाई हो, कभी किसी स्पर्श के बारे में आपको ज्ञान हो, या किसी गाना आपने सुना हो, या कोई भी चीज हो, ऐसे अगर आप उसको कल्टीवेट करेंगे, उस वृत्ति को जगाएंगे, तो निश्चित रूप से आप अपने मन की उस डिस्ट्रैक्शन को दूर कर पाएंगे और आप कामनेस एंड क्वाइटनेस आप मेंटेन कर पाएंगे. क्योंकि किसी भी क्षेत्र में सक्सेसफुल होने के लिए, विद ए व्यू टू बिकम सक्सेस इन एनी फील्ड, your mind should be calm and quiet. So your distraction should be overcome. अगर knowingly अगर किया करते हैं, awareness से करते हैं, आप जागरूक हो जाते हैं, तो निश्चित रूप से आप अपने इन distraction से अपने आप को बचा सकते हैं और आप फोकस कर सकते हैं, कंसंट्रेशन को बढ़ा सकते हैं. और भी बहुत सारे मेथड्स हैं, जितनी बातें करेंगे उतनी कम है. पूरा योग सूत्र उसी के लिए है.
जी सर. जी सर, ऑलरेडी टाइम काफी करीब हो गया है, तो सर अभी हम व्यूअर्स के क्वेश्चंस लेते हैं. हमें बहुत से क्वेश्चंस मिले हैं. So how to maintain the routine of yoga, and please make it clear about pratyahara.
Okay, so regarding pratyahar, मैं अगर एक छोटी सी स्टोरी बताऊं अगर इसमें, तो अच्छा रहेगा. स्टोरी से प्रत्याहार की बात, रूटीन की बात बाद में करते हैं. पहले एक स्टोरी सुनाता हूं प्रत्याहार के लिए. एक बार जो है वो इंद्रदेव जो थे बड़े प्रसन्न थे, and he wanted to share his happiness with others also. तो वो हमारे यहाँ जब कभी भी कोई देवी देवता थोड़े से डिस्टर्ब होते हैं, तो नारद बीच में आ जाते हैं और कहते हैं नारायण नारायण. तो नारायण नारायण करते आ गए, तो पूछा देव इंद्रदेव से, क्या बात है, क्यों डिस्टर्ब हो? तो कहा कि ऐसे ऐसे हम करना चाहते हैं. तो हु विल एक्सेप्ट अवर इनविटेशन ऑन 11th आवर? पूछा भोलेनाथ को बुला लो, भोलेनाथ जल्दी मान जाते हैं, उनको बुला लो. तो भोलेनाथ जी को इनविटेशन गया, शॉर्टकट करता हूं, और बुला करके आ गए. भोलेनाथ जी ने मान लिया, स्वीकार कर लिया, आ गए. लेकिन प्रोग्राम हुआ. जब आप किसी चीफ गेस्ट को बुलाते हैं तो आप बहुत सारे कार्यक्रम करते हैं, कल्चरल प्रोग्राम भी करते हैं. तो ये कल्चरल प्रोग्राम करके भी देख करके भी लॉर्ड शिव खुश नहीं हुए. तो जब ये ऐसा हुआ तो उन्होंने क्या कहा, फिर से नाराज हुए थोड़े से इंद्र. तो फिर से नारद आए. तो क्या अभी क्या हो गया कि अभी वो खुश नहीं हुए, हमने सब कुछ किया. बोला कि इनका नाम पशुपति भी है, तो कुछ पशुओं का चमत्कार दिखाओ. तो पशुओं को बुलाया गया. तो शॉर्टकट में बोलता हूं, सब पशु आ रहे हैं, जैसे सर्कस में अपना अपना रोल अदा करते हैं सभी के सभी एनिमल्स, ऐसा. तो सभी आए. तो टाइगर आया, उसके साथ टाइगर ने देखा कि कछुआ भी आ रहा है, टॉर्टाइज भी आ रहा है. तो टाइगर ने कछुए से पूछा, टॉर्टाइज से पूछा, वेयर आर यू गोइंग? तो उसने कहा कि मैं वहीं जा रहा हूं जहां आप जा रहे हो. तो बोले नहीं नहीं, तुम्हारे जैसे वहां पशुओं को नहीं बुलाया, तुम वहां नहीं आना. लेकिन जैसे ही टर्न आई टाइगर की, तो कछुआ ऑलरेडी, टॉर्टाइज वाज ऑलरेडी ऑन द स्टेज. तो जैसे ही टाइगर ने उसको देखा, तो देख करके उसको बहुत गुस्सा आया कि मैंने इसको मना किया था नहीं आने के लिए, फिर भी ये आया. तो टाइगर ने उसके ऊपर अटैक किया, और ऐसा अटैक किया, तो जैसे अटैक किया तो उसने लिम्स अपने जो हैं वो अंदर ले लिए, और वो टाइगर उसको मैंने अटैक करते करते पसीना पसीना हो गया था. ही वाज स्वेटिंग लाइक एनीथिंग. तो वो थक गया, पूरा एग्जॉस्ट हो गया. तो जब एग्जॉस्ट हो गया तो वो निकल गया और फिर ये धीरे से कछुए ने अपने लिम्स बाहर निकाले और चलना चालू कर दिया। अब ये मॉरल क्या है इस स्टोरी का? तो आवर डिजायर्स, आवर वासनास, they are attacking us like a tiger, and whenever they are attacking, we have to learn to withdraw like a tortoise. This is the concept of pratyahar, actually speaking. So Patanjali also speaks like this. What he says, swaswa vishay asamparyoge, when you are not allowing the sensory organs to connect with their respective object, तो करेंगे क्या? वो ऑटोमेटिकली वो प्रत्याहरण हो जाएगा। जैसा मैंने पहले कहा, प्रत्येक चेतना हो जाएगा, तो चित्त स्वरूपानुकार इवेंद्रियाणाम प्रत्याहार, वही है कंसेप्ट प्रत्याहार। और दूसरा मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आहार, निद्रा, भय और मैथुन, ये 4 नेचुरल इंस्टिंक्ट्स हैं, और ये पशुओं को और मनुष्यों को एक जैसी बराबर मिली हुई है। इसमें पशुओं से कैसे ह्यूमन बीइंग जो है उत्तम कोटि की जो सृष्टि है, वो क्यों है? क्योंकि उसको रेगुलेट कर सकता है, उसको रेगुलेट करने की एबिलिटी है। मींस द ह्यूमन बीइंग इज इंडोर्ड विद एन एबिलिटी दैट ही कैन रेगुलेट हिज नेचुरल इंस्टिंक्ट्स। सो नेचुरल इंस्टिंक्ट को रेगुलेट करना, ये भी प्रत्याहार की कैटेगरी में आता है। और अभी ये प्रत्याहार की संकल्पना को क्लियर कर दिया। दिनचर्या की बात है, योग के लिए दिनचर्या करने की बात जहां तक है, तो योग कोई 1 घंटा करने की बात नहीं है, ये 24 आवर्स की प्रैक्टिस है। अगर 1 घंटा जो आज बोलते हैं लोग कि मैंने योगा किया, और उसको भी योगा बोलते हैं, योगा किया हमने 1 घंटा, मतलब क्या किया? कुछ फिजिकल एक्सरसाइजेस किया और कुछ ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज किया, उसको लोग योग मानते हैं। ऐसा नहीं है। योग इज ए वे ऑफ लाइफ। राइट फ्रॉम द मॉर्निंग टू द इवनिंग, what kind of activities you are doing, what kind of mental state was, everything is yoga. You know, whatever you do, that is yoga. So yoga is a practice of 24 hours. I would say it is a routine of 24 hours, not morning or evening. This is what I wanted to tell.
Yes sir, yes definitely. आपने सर अगले प्रश्न का जवाब भी आपने दे दिया। अगला था कि how good could there be a career in yoga and what are the steps?
कैरियर के बारे में हम बताते हैं, थोड़ा सा कैरियर के बारे में हम बताएंगे। आज के संदर्भ में गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने जो अभी 22B का जो बनाया है, योगा सर्टिफिकेशन बोर्ड बनाया है, ये इसीलिए बनाया है कि योग को अलग अलग ढंग से, कोई पावर योग है तो कोई हॉट योग है तो कोई, और आजकल जो है वो न्यूड योग भी आ गया, और वो क्या कहते हैं उसको, वो क्या कहते हैं उसको, बियर योगा भी आ गया, बहुत कुछ आ गया है। सो इसको सबको चेक करने की दृष्टि से गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने, क्योंकि ये धरोहर जो है, ये धरोहर भारतीय धरोहर है, तो इसको हमें एस्टेब्लिश करना भी ये हमारा काम है। ये गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने, पर्टिकुलरली हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी जी ने 2014 से ही ये मुहिम शुरू की है। तो आप देखिए अभी स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन का चल रहा है, तो ये कैरियर के लिए यहाँ तक जीवन, मैंने 22B को इंडिपेंडेंट, पहले आयुष मिनिस्ट्री को बनाया, उसके बाद जो है वो ये 22B का, पहले QCI का चल रहा था, क्वालिटी कंट्रोल की बात हो रही थी, अभी वो 22B मैंने योगा सर्टिफिकेशन बोर्ड बना दिया है। ये इसलिए बनाया है ताकि उस सर्टिफाइड टीचर बन करके वो स्कूलों में, वो केंद्रीय विद्यालयों में, नवोदय विद्यालयों में और दूसरे विद्यालयों में, सभी में वो जो है वो उनको वहां लगाया जाएगा। तो तात्पर्य ये कहने का कि यहां तक रही, और एक यही बात नहीं है कि वो स्कूल में और इसमें, इसी दिशा में आप रिसर्च साइड में आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। आप अभी अपना खुद का स्टूडियो खोल सकते हैं, लेकिन आने वाले समय में वही लोग स्टूडियो खोल सकेंगे जो 22B के द्वारा सर्टिफाइड टीचर होंगे, वही कर पाएंगे। दूसरे लोगों को ये अथराइज नहीं होगा, क्योंकि योग के नाम पर बहुत कुछ चल रहा है और गवर्नमेंट उसको चेक करना चाहती है। इसलिए इवन दो विदेशों में से भी लोग बहुत सारे इच्छुक, जैसे मलेशिया से और बहुत सारी एसोसिएशंस हैं, वो सारी की सारी आयुष मिनिस्ट्री से कनेक्टेड हैं कि कैसे हम लोग जो हैं वो सर्टिफाइड हो सकें और हम अपना, तो सभी जगह पे ये हो रहा है। तो मेरे ख्याल से ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है कि इस दिशा में हम लोग आगे, स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन के संदर्भ में जो गवर्नमेंट ने मुहिम शुरू की है, उसके हम भी एक पार्ट हैं। हमारे यहाँ भी उसका कार्यक्रम चल रहा है।
जी सर, कुछ व्यूअर्स ऐसे भी हैं सर, उन्होंने पूछा है कि क्या आप कुछ सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स भी प्रोवाइड करवा रहे हैं. So I would like to tell them that we have already started 3-month certificate course in yoga, and we'll also conduct YCB certificate program for them. And sir, I think 3 महीने के बाद हम दोबारा से एक सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स हमारा शुरू करेंगे. मैं आपसे जानना चाहूंगा सर.
एक्चुअली मैं बताऊं आपको कि ये जो हमने शुरू किया है इसको FDP के रूप में शुरू किया है.
Okay.
और ये क्योंकि लोगों के पास समय कम था तो 3 घंटे पर डे के हिसाब से वो 3 घंटे देंगे तो ये 3 महीने लगेंगे, क्योंकि 200 आवर्स का ये प्रोग्राम है. तो 200 आवर पूरा करने के लिए ये जो आयुष मिनिस्ट्री का ही जो कोर्स है उसी कोर्स को हम लोग इसमें रखे हुए हैं, ताकि हमारे जितने भी ये पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं वो एग्जाम में अपियर हो सकें. हमारी एक और कोशिश चल रही है. मैं सभी को ये सूचना देना चाहता हूं कि अगर हमारा एक्रीडेशन, जो कि मैं अभी शुरू किया हूं, पेपर इकट्ठे कर रहे हैं हम लोग, अगर ये हमारा एक्रीडेशन हो जाता है हमारी संस्था का आयुष मिनिस्ट्री के साथ, तो निश्चित रूप से हमारे यहाँ से जो भी सर्टिफाइड होगा वो आयुष मिनिस्ट्री के द्वारा ऑटोमेटिकली सर्टिफाइड माना जाएगा. ऐसा भी हम लोग प्रावधान कर रहे हैं. Very shortly, within 1 month, I think that we will be accredited. I have requested, I have talked with the CEO of YCB, and he has assured me that if you fulfill all these documents, then there's no difficulty to get the accreditation. And once that accreditation is received by the YCB, I think that हमारा जितने भी हमारे यहाँ से जो विद्यार्थी निकलते हैं, automatically they will be recognized teacher. They will be recognized by the YCB.
जी सर, मैं सभी को बताना चाहूंगा शीर्षी यूनिवर्सिटी द्वारा यौगिक क्षेत्र में BSc in yoga, yogic science, and MA and MSc also we are providing both. So यदि आप
not only
yes.
BSc, MA, MSc, but also the PhD is also being run.
Yes.
And at this
Yes.
moment हमारे साथ हमारे जो colleagues हैं, हमारे यहाँ मेरे ख्याल से हर व्यक्ति एंगेज्ड है. जैसे कि हमारे यहाँ एक UGC की गाइडलाइंस हैं कि हमारे यहाँ असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर जो 4 विद्यार्थी ले सकते हैं, और जो एसोसिएट होते हैं वो 6 विद्यार्थी ले सकते हैं, और प्रोफेसर ग्रेड के लोग जो है वो 8 विद्यार्थी ले सकते हैं. इस समय हम लोग जो हैं, हमारे पास इतना है कि हमारे पास जगह नहीं है. इतना लोग हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी में रिसर्च करने के लिए लोग इच्छुक हैं, लेकिन हमारे पास अभी ये जंक्शन पर हमारे सारे के सारे टीचर जो हैं वो टोटल ऑक्युपाइड हैं. तो जैसे जैसे कोई थीसिस सबमिट हो जाता है तो हम लोग फ्री होते हैं. तो हम इस समय टोटल नॉट केवल BSc, MSc, MA योगा, इसमें MSc और BSc का मैं थोड़ा सा जो भी विद्यार्थी हमें सुन रहे हैं, those who are listening to me, because we are providing MA as well as MSc. Those students who are coming from the background of science, or those who have completed the BSc, they will be given as a MSc degree. And those who are coming from the background of arts, and we have developed a bridge course. So the art student भी जब वो bridge course कर लेगा तो वो भी उस BSc की कैटेगरी में आ जाएगा, और उसको हम MSc की डिग्री आगे चल करके मिल सकती है. So there's no difference at all. So those who are interested, मैं कहूँगा कि इस प्रकार की, जहाँ गुरुदेव ने जो होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट बच्चों की करने के लिए और वैल्यू बेस्ड एजुकेशन देने के लिए, नहीं तो यूनिवर्सिटीज तो बहुत थी, विश्वविद्यालय बहुत थे भारत में. गुरुजी ने क्या सोचा कि यहाँ पर वो एक यूनिवर्सिटी और अलग से खोली जाए. बहुत सारी 900 से ऊपर यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं. तो और इसको खोलने के पीछे का पर्पस क्या है? तो विद्यार्थियों को, जो भी मुझे सुन रहे हैं, मैं उनको सबको ये संदेश देना चाहता हूँ कि इस यूनिवर्सिटी में यही डिफरेंस है कि हम लोग एकेडमिक वो परफेक्शन पे ही नहीं, बल्कि हम दूसरे पक्ष को भी, यानी सब्जेक्टिव एस्पेक्ट को भी हम महत्व देते हैं. क्योंकि टुडेज एजुकेशन is not fulfilling the desired goal results, because it is object oriented education. So long you are not incorporating the subjective aspect in the education system, the purpose of education system cannot be achieved. The purpose of education is to unfold the unlimited potentiality of man, of the student. So वो तभी हो सकेगा जब सब्जेक्टिव एस्पेक्ट को भी इनकॉर्पोरेट इंक्लूड किया जाएगा. एंड आई एम प्राउड टू से दैट श्री श्री यूनिवर्सिटी includes that aspect also, and therefore our students are those who are coming, they are developing their what you call the holistic personality, and they are going out with a holistic, और वो होलिस्टिक व्यू लेकर के जाते हैं. ये ऐसा नहीं है कि पीस मील अप्रोच वाली बात है, यहाँ वो होलिस्टिक व्यू लेकर के ही बाहर जाते हैं.
Yes sir, definitely. Thank you very much sir. Already we have crossed time. So अभी पिछले 1 घंटे से हम पतंजलि योग सूत्र पर श्री श्री यूनिवर्सिटी में कैसे उसको समाहित किया गया उस बारे में बातचीत कर रहे हैं. तो अभी सिर्फ अगले 3-4 मिनट के लिए आइए हम जानते हैं वीडियो के माध्यम से कि आखिर श्री श्री यूनिवर्सिटी है क्या. मैं अपनी आईटी टीम आशीष जी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा.
We live in a world that is constantly changing and evolving. And to face global challenges, we need people with dynamic personalities. At Sri Sri University, Odisha, the next generation of decision makers and leaders are groomed with a purpose to learn, lead, and serve. It is emerging as a center of premium education in India, blending the best of East and West. This university has a unique approach to education that combines Western innovation with the ancient values and wisdom from the East. It is one of India's first alcohol, drug, and smoke-free campus. Spread across 187 acres of land and located on a hilltop on the banks of the Mahanadi River, the sprawling and beautiful campus is inspired by the ancient universities of Nalanda and Takshashila. Thousands of students from across the 28 states of India and several countries of the world call Sri Sri University their home.
If I had to point out that one thing that really makes me feel special about studying in SSU, it would be that synergy between the students, and that I think is the most special thing.
I'm sure that these students will make decisions in the near future that will change the world for the better.
I'm really happy to be here, and with every day I understand more how I appreciate this time.
Sri Sri University offers courses from an undergrad to a master's level and also PhDs. Sri Sri University is one of the first university in all of Asia to introduce osteopathy, a drug-free, non-invasive manual therapy that aims to bring a revolution in the path of medical science. Yoga, meditation, and spiritual values are the foundations on which the university stands tall, and it is these that are shaping the personalities of our students inside out.
You know, there is no ragging happening, there is no one picking on each other, and that is really important, I feel. The environment of the university is such that the emotional quotient automatically develops in a person.
This is my 4th year in SSU, and I have seen a transformation on a very large scale in my life.
It gives you more than it promises, so that's all a person can ask for.
Sports is a way of life at Sri Sri University and is clearly exhibited in this vibrant campus and its students. The annual Fest Orion is a pursuit for brilliance. It is envisioned to be the biggest social celebration in Odisha and Eastern India, with the ambition of becoming the best annual fest in the world. Our alumni have been placed in some of the top multinationals, while some have set forth to create successful startups of their own.
Sri Sri University was one place I looked at where I feel I could learn more than just what's in the books, because at the end of the day I realized it's a lot about handling people more than systems. It's about actually coming together and making a difference, and you don't find that so easily.
In 2018, Sri Sri University was awarded the Best Bootcamp Startup Award by the Government of Odisha. Right from its year of inception, Sri Sri University has been recognized with several other such awards. Our vision is to impart holistic and value-integrated education in order to develop visionary thinkers and leaders. The revolution in education has begun.
So we invite you to be a part of Sri Sri University. And at the end of this program, sir, thank you very much. पतंजलि योग सूत्र को 1 घंटे के सेशन में बांध पाना तो मुश्किल है, परंतु हम आपके माध्यम से कुछ ऐसी कोशिश की गई। सर, आगे भी हम इस प्रकार के सेशंस करेंगे पतंजलि योग सूत्र के बारे में। और प्रतिभाश्री मैम, कमलकांत दास सर, आपको भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और सर, 2 दिन बाद यानी कि परसों योगा थेरेपी पर हम एक सेशन करने जा रहे हैं, योगा थेरेपी हाउ इट हेल्प्स यू। तो जो भी व्यूअर्स हमें देख रहे हैं, यदि कुछ भी आपके प्रश्न हैं योगा थेरेपी से रिलेटेड, आसना से रिलेटेड, तो आप उस दिन हमारा सेशन जरूर देखिए। और थैंक यू वेरी मच। वी विल ब्रिंग मोर सच लाइवली सेशंस इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू व्हिच इज रिलेटेड टू योगा, asanas, ध्यान, pratyahara, many more will come in future in coming month. Thank you very much. Jai Gurudev. Pranam.
Thank you.